one clear difference between Hifumi and the nurse's office: his glasses. That fact alone proves that he was...
Perhaps you'd like to feel the rest.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's... But when we found him again later, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Yep.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a one look at the bloodstain on the This piece of cloth was used when the mascot on the cloth was the same one that's... And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's.
The character was... Princess Piggles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tiny piece of garbage like that.
Few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi. What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glass?
That's a good...
And it must have been him.
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, then he stands up, and with that, the impossible task of moving the thing. If he was... What was with all that blood? The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of...
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it.
Okay, I just have to say, it sucks that he did notice that detail, but we didn't get to play it.
Yeah, we didn't get anything from it.
But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. Oh, what an idiot.
I think that the audio thing, it was hard to tell, because the music is louder than the audio for some reason. But I think she said goad. What an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Oh yeah, that helps a lot.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Taka himself. Sakura.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
One more evidence!
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of top.
Right?
Yeah.
I got it! You're talking about the no Hifumi...
Hidden.
That's right. We found it...
What? Pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Let's be in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
Ah! That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants.
Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note
I do have to
to
wonder
trial
if,
Taka and murder him.
if you showed Hifumi's pants, he would say it aloud.
Hello, over here.
No.
Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy! Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
A scrap of paper. I don't think any of these helpless.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Whoops.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
Oh,
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong.
No, wrong.
yeah, you can actually hear the voice now, can't you?
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
What you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
You
Where's
could
your
just
proof? Go
pick
ahead.
up the
Yeah,
corpse.
yeah.
Of his corpse.
Corpse!
Yeah.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, He was behind the whole thing! In fact, he's still alive!
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
I misread that originally as waifus.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
He brings up a good point.
So if Hifumi was killed in the
He's not entirely
repository,
stupid.
the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers?
They didn't.
Personally, I haven't a clue.
Yes,
So
you
which
do.
hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
It's not about the size of the hammer, it's how you use it.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Come on.
I have to find the truth.
Oh, come on. We have that as a truth bullet, don't we? Spotless
Yes.
hammer. Remember to select it.
Yeah.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
I think honestly it's the one that
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
Could be that one.
Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice
There
Hammers.
we go.
No, that's wrong.
It wasn't justice at all.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
Well, not completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones,
And many of them are
and even
missing.
some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Man, someone needs to fix his programming glitching out.
If that's true,
No, he's
that
just trying
would
to be a
explain
DJ.
The Monokuma Files note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Nope.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Aha!
Yes.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true.
No, that's wrong. Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
Oh,
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme.
obviously.
There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
Yes.
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then,
Yes.
to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved.
That's problem numero uno, right?
Oh. I think Makoto, right? So, do you know who it is?
I mean, it's Celeste, isn't it?
Is it?
Isn't it?
Is it?
Is
Do you want me to choose her?
yeah.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Oh.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Encounter.
I got it!
To be fair, they did have
The
this
behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said? Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina,
She probably could have
you
gotten
were
away
with
with this
Celeste
a
when
little bit.
Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. For the sake of standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys did.
Guys.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Oh my god. Why are there so many of these?
All I said was,
Oh, so...
they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
What?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing. They must be. We are all going to die. We are going to die, just like
Those guys.
No, that's wrong.
She shouldn't have known about the second dead body.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. so there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste?
That
How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
is whoa. Hello. Discord is being really weird right now. Yo. Why is this? There we go. Hi.
Hi, what is up with the Discord today?
I don't know. It like resets itself like 1 second. That really messes up stuff, huh?
Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
Say-
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect
Dun, dun,
dragging
dun.
Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Yes, there is.
Hifumi and the suspect had been drinking. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away, or Hifumi and the suspect are dancing.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
What is important?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way! dressed
What
me
about
up in
that?
that suit after I passed out.
I'm thinking that the costume, because the
Then you
costume
just draped me
can't
across
bend
Hifumi
at the
and had
waist.
him carry my weight. You
So
just
even
make
if
me look
someone
like
was
a bad
unconscious,
guy.
they'd still be standing upright.
Like I said,
Ah.
ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight.
No, that's wrong. No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
Look at the
He did
handbooks.
say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us.
Do you remember how
How
Hifumi
did
used to
he
talk to
refer
us?
to each of us?
Azura?
I
got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Yeah.
Yeah, again. E-handbook. Because the e-handbook should have a real name.
Yeah.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't been told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
it's upside
How
down.
long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
Boom!
that's the only truth there is!
Oh my
Moron.
god. That is so neat.
Did you see that?
Alright, well, let's second last one.
Hifumi was trying to tell
Pardon?
us something. He
Second
wanted
last one.
us to know the killer's last name.
if
What do you
there's
mean?
one person...
What do you mean the second last one?
Let's see at the top 11 mark showing which state you're on. You need to go to the second last one. 10.
I have to go to the second last one, 10. You know, hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. I can barely hear you. I'm switching my earbuds. Riveting gameplay experience, yo, but... You're barely managing to come through here. Let's see, right? Okay. What was it you were saying? Okay, yeah. Fast forward to the statement. I thought you were saying to go to the second last statement, so I was confused. There we go. Da 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 da. Oh no, we still have to do this thing. Okay. So, person with Tafumi, and then we had... Hey look, it's the poster. Alright, so Act 2. Ba. Was it? Oh no. Now this is at an angle. Okay, no. Yeah. This one is saying 6 now, so that's not the one for this. It's not Byakuya. I don't see how it would be the chips. They're just hanging out and stuff. Oh, here you go. 1 at 1 a.m. And he comes in. I'd imagine it'd have to be something with him or with drugs. Right, put him in the suit, get him there. The picture. Right? And then Act 3, so this would be 6 a.m. From. Just as time before, attack. Huzzah! Boom. And then... what would be here? Ah, we do have a hammer for it. Okay, cool. Okay, boom, boom. It said that he was attacked. And I think he said he was attacked with hammer 2, right? Boom. Nurse's office. Take the blood. Rub, rub, rub. Blood, blood, blood. Hammer 3. Everyone finds the bodies together. And then Act 6. Wrap up. Push the body. Bring it there. Unpush it. It's like, hey, I did the job. Ba 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 da. Foam foam. And then this hammer, right? Wow, first try. Oh god, wait, what? I'm just realizing that for some strange reason, OBS was not recording game audio. Still recording the game, but not the game's audio anymore? I don't know. I mean, it was going fine until recently, and I just checked it now, and no audio from the game, no audio from Discord. Oh, could have been them, but I thought I still saw it even after I changed earbuds. But also, what I want to know with all of this is after, like, they have drugs to knock a person out for hours. Just get them, knock them out with the drugs, dump them in the pool, let them drown. We don't have the sort of forensics to know that they were drugged. So just make it seem like the two of them decide to go swimming together during nighttime, drown, then wake up and meet at the morning meeting with everybody else and just pretend to be shocked if we ever see them in the pool. Woo! Okay, we're back. Don't know how long the audio is messed up for, but at least the subtitles. I'm sure you can understand it.
That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
And they kiss.
Mwah. She almost looks like she has like a bride's like...
Celeste. sorry.
Veil,
You
I think.
lose.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Keiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Her voice sounds so normal.
Well, yeah. She was.
Like, yeah, that's the point, that she made a big name for herself above everything else. We still got an A.
What did you get when you failed, like, on the first one or two?
There was one specific part that I did really poorly on, but still won it first try. And that was, like, when I got my C, and then everything else being A's brought it back up.
Did you even get a C? I thought I had a couple of B's.
No, I saw a C in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I think it'd be kind of funny if there was a case where Genocide Jack did the killing, and then instead of just, owning up to it and letting herself die, she just retreats back into Toko, and then everyone argues that, like, since Toko didn't do it, Toko shouldn't die. So instead, the death game, whatever, is Toko going to therapy, enough therapy that the idea of Genocide Jack disappears forever. And that's how Genocide Jack would die.
What?
It's totally correct.
Ta-da!
Honestly,
I knew it.
After writing him to
So then,
indeed.
Praise her. For Vince Laffer, for mentioning her name, but something for me and Tackle are both super into it.
Say what?
just a second.
Just don't interrupt.
In other words,
Indeed.
I see.
Actually,
What?
are you okay with this? So then,
Damnation!
Force me to see
Say
her.
what?
as for me,
Oh,
as for me,
So wait, how did she break into Taka's room? How did they break into...
what? Damnation! Say what? completely unforgivable.
Most unfortunate.
Hmm?
Actually,
What?
indeed.
Completely.
Honestly.
I swear, I will save her!
Actually.
Hmm?
I see.
Indeed.
But
Huh? Because you're stupid.
Let's see.
Well,
Are you okay? Hmm.
Yeah, but you could doubt him.
so in the end,
Oh my god, Discord!
What the heck?
Discord, calm down. There you go.
This is your day.
Be a good little Discord. We're like at the end of this now. You two,
Well-
yes, be good. Danganronpa, you be whatever.
don't be
Everything be
mean.
fine.
I wonder about that.
Why?
What the heck?
Hmm.
But
You little bitch!
Wow.
Hey! You little bitch!
We're using voice lines already.
This is fine.
This is fun.
Honestly. As for me, isn't it wonderful?
To live in a castle. Surrounded by a whole bunch of vampires. Butlers slash bodyguards. Who dress up like vampires.
Satisfy my every need. Oh my.
Create a perfectly aesthetic world of
This
decadence.
is fine. There is nothing to be done.
Just the worst.
Oh. Do you understand?
What is this?
Yes, indeed. Isn't it wonderful?
hey,
Thrills, chills, kills!
Black and disturb the peace and must
Now
pay the
then,
price.
I prepared a very special punishment. Let's give
Make
it
a
everything
gambler.
we've...
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Like, that voice just, like, stands out because of how normal it is. It's extra normal.
Super normal?
Exactly. The burning of the Versailles Witch. Be burned at the stake and execution to die for, only to be run over instead.
Wow.
The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her. But I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too.
Yeah, she told me back her money.
She told us who? What about money?
She gave us the ability to get extra Monokuma coins.
Yes.
Extreme!
You need to place more value
What
on
are you
your
gonna
lines.
do?
Let me out of here!
Too bad. How strange. Hey! Hey! Wah-wah?
So then, you...
What did you do to me?
Ooh!
Hey,
What did you do to my body?
Ooh! How exciting! Hello. Well? See ya.
so...
Hey,
Indeed.
Yes, go look.
Hey,
Let's go.
What?
so...
Come on. What? Goodbye.
well then.
Yo!
I think it'd be more suspicious if, you know, a girl and a guy go into the bathhouse together. Maybe. She's thinking it.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Shall we
I
go?
remember what she and Sakura implied earlier.
Yes.
So then,
I'm pretty sure that if you decide to come into the dressing room while all this stuff was going on, you would see that one of the lockers was missing its key.
Huh.
I think actually during the scene where the laptop is missing, you could see that one of the lockers was missing its key.
Huh.
You really came.
have one very important question.
What?
This laptop has been sitting here, unplugged, running for several days now.
Yep. Chihiro hacked it so it wouldn't need battery power anymore, apparently.
That's some hacking.
Ultimate programmer programmed out the need for a battery.
You. However. What? Indeed. What?
I believe in you. Why don't you tell me what you did?
It's true.
Because we're friends, TM.
That's fine.
It kind of blew my mind. So I waited for nighttime to come.
Oh, we're gonna go to a private meeting with her tonight? Oh, my.
I went into action.
Correct.
Boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet, they were in the back. Do we end the episode here on the cliffhanger?
Are we gonna remember what we're supposed to do if we sit here?
Oh, I know what I've remembered about this whole time. Yeah.
But, no, I know, but are we gonna remember this is the exact point?
Oh, I'll know.
Okay.
I'll know.
Then I guess let's stop here.
I made a point to go into that dressing room earlier. I knew about this point.
Of course.
But you'll have to
Obviously
wait until
so,
next week to find out. Toodles!